And I'm extending the parser here to use Prism, in this case, to highlight my code, right? So let's go here to the blog post. This is the actual page that I'm showing over in here. So everything here is just this right here. And the most important part here is the async data. As you know, in Nux, you have the async data, which loads before your actual page is being built and fills the data. In this case, post, which is pulled from content here, which is a property of Nuxdown. So basically, I then inject this here, and the page is built, giving me this. So basically, let's go back here to the content manager and fight with it for another second. Bear with me. I'm so very sorry. Let's see. There you go. Awesome. I'm so very sorry. In this case, actually, it's not using my my GitHub credentials. It's using my Netlify credentials. So I'm sorry for that mistake. But as you can see here, I now have all the posts showing here. So basically, if I open this up, for instance, you can see that all the fields that I had in my Netlify, in my config.yml, I have them here as well. Type, title, summary, everything. So let's go ahead and create a new post. So type a demo for Vue.js meetup. A summary. This has requirements, in this case, 180 characters. Let's just add up some more characters. This also too long didn't read. I have it in my blog post as well. I'm just adding here more characters. Keywords. It's very important to mention here, we have access to good SEO. So in my case, I just configured the keywords to fill in the pages already. So we can just add whatever, Nox, SEO, publish date, we can change it. Let's just leave the default, which would be today. And a featured image, which I use for the background. You can use whatever, you can upload it, and it's also saved in GitHub. But in this case, I'm just gonna choose one that I already have here. This is just a test. Okay, so in this case, let me save the post. Say I started working on it, I didn't have time to finish it, or I actually finished it. So we go in saving, and what this does, it's actually saving it to my GitHub. So it's telling me that the entry was saved. Let's go back here and let's go to the workflow. When I was showing here, let me go back here very quickly to the config.yml. I have editorial workflow added here. So what this does is this creates, I go here to the workflow. This creates this part, which is drafts, in review, and ready. Let me pass this blog that we just created, April 14, into in review. Let's see what happens with that. 1 second. So basically, right now, Netlify has been told by a webhook that I have something in review. So this actually goes ahead and creates a pull request that will be built into an actual page because I have in here in my netlify.toml, this two parts, the deploy previews and the branch deploy, which runs, and let's open it here. So we have a new page created. If you see the URL, you can see that the URL is not my default URL. It's an actual branch being built by Netlify. We see here a hash and Israel Muka, my account, netlify.com/blog. So we pre-built this. We can send it to our designer. We can send it to the stakeholders. We can send it to the client, to whomever needs to review the content that we're building to make sure that it's proper, correct. I don't know, anything that needs to be done in editorial step, right? Of course. So this is extremely easy. And if we go back to my site, you can see that it's not here. This was built on a different branch, separate. So we're not messing around with production at all. So as you can see, the developer experience is pretty awesome. You get to work with amazing tools. You don't have no problems about production being affected while you're working on your separate parts. It's pretty cool. So let's go back here to my slides. So that was it. Thank you all very much for your attention and patience with my problem there. To the organizers for the opportunity, and to all the open source contributors that make and maintain all these amazing tools that I was showing. So if you're interested in learning more about the Jamstack, I totally recommend this book, Modern Web Development on the Jamstack. It's made by Netlify, so compliments of them. And I'll be sending the link to the proper channel for this. Again, thank you all very